This is my most confident picks video, this time for Dana White Contender Series Season 10, Week 1. I'll be giving you my most confident plays for this Contender Series fight card. So hopefully you guys enjoy this content. Like and subscribe. I've done 21 most confident picks video. 17 have been winning. 17 have been profitable. You've been making money. I've been making money. We've all been making money together. But 4 of them haven't. And last week, UFC Vegas 120 was one of the 4. I'm very transparent. I don't lie. I don't like to lie. But when you lose, and you got to own it, and we have to do better, right? So last week, I lost right here. 4K, 39.20. You see it right there. No bullshit. 39.20 on Gio Canuto versus Carol Foro inside the distance, right? I thought there would be a knockout or submission in that fight. Grappler versus striker. Definitely should have been. But it didn't happen. Ended up losing my ass. Lost a lot of other fights. Won a couple. But a losing weekend wasn't the best. We have to be transparent. We got to move forward. This is what I do for a living. I do content creation and I bet on MMA. This is what happens when you retire young and early. So let's do it better this week at Dana White Contender Series Season 10, Week 1. Let's have a better week. We start off Tuesday, and then we have a nice UFC 330 fight card later on. So you are looking right now. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Like and subscribe. You are looking right now at Joseph Cropshot and John Kunneman. You guys are wondering, who the hell are these guys, right? And a lot of people don't know, but if you watch the film and do the tape study, you don't have to do it, actually. Don't even do it, because I did it for you guys. So let's get it going. Full card predictions right here. You see it right here. Dana White Contender Series, Season 10. Boom. We see John Kunneman versus Joe Cropshot. If you're not familiar with this, go watch my UFC 330 full card picks. I have the same exact outline and presentation for my UFC 330 picks. Right? You see the striking, you see the pressure, you see the wrestling, the anti-wrestling, the grappling, the endurance, and durability. These are the metrics that I use to predict these fights. Right? This is what I believe which fighter has these advantages in, right? You see the check mark on the left, John Kunneman has those advantages. If you see it on the right, Joe Cropshot has it. I believe Joe Cropshot is a decent fighter. I think Joe Cropshot reminds me a lot of Gerald Meerschaert. He's very slow. He has good grappling, good endurance, right? Black belt in jiu-jitsu. But he's like, doesn't move his head off the center line. He is susceptible to big shots. We saw him in his last fight where he actually won as a massive underdog to become the LFA middleweight champion against David Alkaverdiev. We saw David really hit him with some big shots. He was a very good striker, 7-0 in his own right at the time, now 7-1, I believe. He really put it on Joe Cropshot and won the first round easily. And then we saw him really gas out in the second as a first round merchant. And we saw Joe Cropshot really be able to take his back, finish him really easily, and really made him exhausted and quit in there. Now Joe Cropshot is finding himself in the Dana White Contender Series, finding another first-round merchant in John Kunneman, who I do give the striking advantage to because Joe Cropshot's striking isn't the best. John Kunneman has a nice overhand, has a nice check hook. He's a wrestler. So he should be able to dictate where this fight goes, right? He should be able to go forward, press it, and say, hey, we're going to be striking right now, or I'm going to be taking you down. Joe Cropshot, your wrestling isn't good enough to take me down, and your striking isn't good enough to outstrike me. So I think John Kunneman in the first round is very dangerous, right? He's fought in the Anthony Pettis FC promotion, which isn't better than the LFA, but he has some good wins there. Every single win, I believe, is a first round finish or early second round finish. So I'm really worried about John Kunneman's cardio, but I believe he is the better fighter. And he was scheduled to make the Dana White Contender Series walk a year ago, and he ended up bowing out of the fight, and we haven't seen him since. So that kind of worries me. But I believe, though, he should be able to win this fight because the path of victory is there, right? KO on the feet. I can see that happening. He also has 7 submission victories. Even though I gave Cropshot the wrestling advantage, I think that Kunneman can get on top, really land some ground and pound against Cropshot, who doesn't really control posture well. He gets hit a lot on the feet. And I believe Cropshot, the only path of victory for him is to win is out making John Kunneman tired and withstanding a lot of damage. So I'm going to take John Kunneman to win first round finish right here, or maybe early second round finish. If not, Joe Cropshot should be able to win late in the second round, get Kunneman tired, and really finish him. If you want a real bet, what I'm probably going to be betting on, my most confident pick for this fight is the under 2.5 rounds of it, or even fight doesn't go to the third round. I think the first 10 minutes should solve everything. This fight should be done within the first 10 minutes. That's probably my most favorite play, but the odds aren't out yet. I don't know why, but it's not. Okay, so that's basically it. Take John Kunneman to win, or the inside the distance, or under 2.5 rounds. Next, Let's go to the next fight, which is Ananias Mulumba versus Tom Pagliarulo. I'm taking Tom Pagliarulo to win this fight, even though I gave Mulumba the striking advantage, even though I give Mulumba the wrestling and grappling advantage, right? I think he's the better mixed martial artist. He's 5'7" versus 6 foot tall guy. That's a big difference right there. Mulumba's striking isn't the best, right? And Tom Pagliarulo does have a decent jab. He's 6 foot. He should be able to control the range here. Mulumba throws nice overhands, which can trouble a tall guy, right? A tall guy like Tom Pagliaro, who's 6 foot and has a 5-inch advantage over Mulumba. But Mulumba's a Dana White Contender Series alum as well. Fought Marwan Rahiki, lost in that fight. We really saw him decapitate Marwan Rahiki in the first round and then gas out later on, which I think Pagliarulo can really use in this fight. The problem is, though, I can see Pagliarulo, we could see him being out grappled early, which is a problem. But I think his submission defense has gotten a lot better. He fought Olivier Murad, and that's the only time he lost via armbar or via submission in his professional record. I think Pagliarulo should be able to just out tire Mulumba and win a late fight, right? Second, third round, I should be able to see him put a lot of damage on Mulumba, who's 5'7", right? Do a lot of teep kicks, a lot of side kicks. He's very good at throwing a jab. He doesn't move his head off the center line, which is definitely a problem. But if Mulumba can't knock him out, I'm going to take Tom Pagliarulo to win this fight. It's going to be tough. I think he should be able to withstand the first round and really push the pace on Mulumba, who does get tired in second and third rounds, right? He's basically he's not a first round merchant like John Kunneman, but I think he is closer to a first round merchant than a cardio guy. Okay. So next fight right here, you see it right here. I'm going to take Tom Pagliarulo to win at plus 124. Those are the odds. Next fight is Bilal Hasan versus Mridul Saikia. So Mridul Saikia is Indian, okay? He's an Indian fighter, and you take that as you will, right? Anshul Jubilee got knocked out in the first round by Killen Salkild. This guy got knocked out in the first 37 seconds of his fight versus a road to UFC competitor, and he lost. And Bilal Hasan is a very good striker, right? I gave him every single category besides the grappling because I really don't think his grappling is up to par as a UFC fighter. I think he needs to work more on his jiu-jitsu, Bilal Hasan. But I don't even think the fight's going to go there. I think this fight's a first-round finish. He's a minus 1450 favorite. You see, I give him the endurance, durability, wrestling pressure, and striking advantage over him. He's 8-0 versus a 9-1 guy. His 9-1 record is kind of shoddy. I ain't going to lie. He's a minus 1450 favorite, Bilal Hasan over Saikia. His 9-1 record isn't the best, okay? Like, he hasn't fought anyone good. I see the records of these guys, and they do have some nice records, right? 9-1, 8-1, 8-2 for Saikia, but they're Indian. They're Indian. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. Maybe God didn't bless Indians with great chins or great fighting skills. So I'm going to take Bilal Hasan first round finish. Again, the prop is not out. First round finish, striking KO out on a stretcher. This fight should be over. Bilal Hasan has very good body punches, very good striking. We saw Saikia go out in the first 37 seconds of his road to UFC fight by a decently hard puncher. Bilal Hasan has very slick boxing, very good side kicks, lands in that bladed stance. He's very, very fast. I'm going to take him to beat Mridul Saikia here pretty easily. Next, Abe Alsaghir. Abe Alsaghir versus Fabrizio Escarrega. I'm going to take Fabrizio Escarrega to win this fight. I think Fabrizio Escarrega is much better than Abe Alsaghir. Abe Alsaghir fights at Lights Out FC, right? So he's a regional guy who is okay. He has good wrestling, bad striking, very bad, just wings everything, does not have a jab. He's the much shorter fighter here. I think he should be able to, he's going to lose this fight pretty comfortably, right? 6'1 versus 5'9. Throws a lot of overhands, wants to get on the inside, but I don't think he can take down Fabrizio Escarrega. I think Escarrega has the endurance, has the durability edge, and the striking. I think he can stop Abe Alsaghir, who doesn't really mix the takedowns well with his striking anyways. I think he should be able to stuff any takedowns and really get back on his feet. He's from Mexico, so he trains in elevation. You already know that, so his cardio must be good. He's 9-1. He really hasn't fought the best guys either, right? He fights in this Budo Cento Championship, so it's not even the best Mexico. It's not even the best Mexican regional scene place. But I like that he trains in elevation. I really do like that. Abe Alsaghir likes to throw a lot of overhands, spam a lot of overhands right away, a lot of hooks, not a lot of jabs. His striking's bad, as I said before. And I think he'll get tired in this fight. I think Abe Alsaghir, he just doesn't have it. I mean, every single fight he's fought, besides one, has been a finish. And I think that even though he has the striking advantage, even though he has the wrestling and grappling advantage, I don't think he can get on the legs. I'm gonna take Fabrizio Escarrega to win this fight. I can see him really putting it on Abe Alsaghir, who's gonna struggle to get in, right, as a shorter fighter, he's gonna get hit with a lot of jab. Escarrega, he has very, very solid jabs, moves forward, puts a lot of pressure. And if Abe Alsaghir, who's not gonna pressure forward, right, it's probably 55-45 Abe Alsaghir on the pressure. I think that he's gonna lose this fight. Let me take Escarrega here to just out cardio him badly, right? The same way I think Tom Pagliarulo is going to out cardio Mulumba. I'm more confident Escarrega out cardioing Abe Alsaghir when this fight goes long because, again, 5'7" guy versus 6 foot. The guy gets up, you start doubting yourself. Abe Alsaghir is like, why, I'm 8-0. I never lose. I saw him try to take down a 40-year-old, and he really struggled to take down a 40-year-old Abe Alsaghir. So I'm going to take Escarrega, who's in his prime, who's very young still. Let's take him to win this fight. And finally, we have Anthony Wint versus Matt Adams. We're going to take Anthony Wint here to win in the first round. He should smoke Matt Adams. He's better everywhere besides the striking. Anthony Wint's a former football player, very athletic. He's 5'10", which is probably not the greatest for a heavyweight, right, being that small. But you know what? Daniel Cormier was a champion at heavyweight, but Chris Barnett also was at heavyweight at 5'10". But Anthony Wint is a good fighter, right? I like his wrestling. He's very, very explosive. He's 30 years old. He's okay, he's 6 foot. Matt Adams is 5'10", I guess. But Matt Adams, he's a good boxer. Like, he has some boxing bouts on his career. He's been in BKFC. So he's been in the boxing route. He does have the striking. I don't think Anthony Wint should be even troubled in this fight. He's a minus 1,000 favorite or whatever he is. He should be able to win here. I gave him everything besides the striking advantage. He should be able to win at every single point of this fight. Anthony Wint minus 800. Take him down right away. Pass the side control. Pass the mount. Finish him on top. We saw Matt Adams really struggle on his back. He has zero jiu-jitsu, a white belt on the ground. Anthony Wint should just literally finish this guy in the first 2 minutes of the fight. Not even question. Take Anthony Wint, first round finish here. Let's take that. Take Escarrega, minus 135. I like that as well. Bilal Hasan, first round KO or first round finish for Bilal Hasan. Tom Pagliarulo as an underdog. I like that. And John Kunneman, minus 285. Or I like even more the under 2.5 if they have that. Or fight doesn't start. The fight doesn't go to the third round, right? So the first 10 minutes, this fight should be finished. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Like and subscribe. Peace out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it.